Hey guys, Eric here again. Today we're going to do two reviews from NuTrend, their new Airbender 1.0 and 3.0 iPad Bluetooth keyboard cases. These are actually some really incredible cases. I'm excited to be able to review these for you today. I was really excited when I got them in and got a chance to take a look at them. So there's some really cool things. The iPad 1.0, the Airbender 1.0 is for the iPad 4 and 3. The 3.0 is for the iPad Air 1 and 2. Obviously the iPads are different sizes, so this is slightly smaller in dimensions than is the 1.0. They're both about the same size overall in width or in depth. We'll get a chance to take a look at them. So the one I got first actually is the 3.0, and then the 1.0 is the one I got afterwards. There are some key differences between the two. You'll notice that the 3.0 has a rubber latch to kind of grab, while the 1.0 just has kind of a little plastic nib right here to grab onto it. I really like the 3.0, how easy it is to open and how secure it is when you do open it and then close it. The 1.0 is very secure but has some distinct differences between it and the 3.0. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to review the 3.0 first, and then I'm going to talk to you about some of the basic differences between the 3.0 and the 1.0. So the 3.0 is the one I actually got first. When you first open it up, you would assume that it just opens up and sits like a laptop, which it can do in some cases, but I find that the balance isn't quite right when it's fully vertical. When it's fully vertical and you start poking on the screen, it tends to bounce up a little bit. The way this is designed to work is you'll see there's a little button here in the back that once you pull it to the side, this begins to come out and it'll sit like this at various angles. It locks at the last one so that you can't pull it all the way out without pulling the button again. But if you choose to, you can do that. Also coming all the way back in, it locks in at the first point, at which point you can close it back down. So that's the basics of the case. This case allows you to go into a presentation mode, so you can be doing something and then present to someone else, or just if you want to carry it around, not take it out, you can do this. However, the best feature of this one is the fact that you can, if you so choose, just remove it directly from the case with a simple little clasp. And then you can leave the keyboard behind and take this with you to go. So that's great if you just want to be able to use just the iPad, but then leave this on and then reconnect it very simply, put it back together, push it down, click it back in, and you're good to go again as a keyboard. This also has a 360-degree rotation, so if you're right-handed and you want the button on the right-hand side, or maybe you want it on the left-hand side, or maybe you want to be able to do a vertical orientation because you're reading books or doing something else, you have the ability to take a vertical orientation. Obviously it doesn't come all the way up, but it comes into a very comfortable reading positions right here. Okay, so now let's talk about the keyboard. First thing you do is you turn it on right here. Switch on. Now it's got a number of keys available that are specifically designed for the iPad. For instance, you've got a home button up here and a lock button so that you can either lock your screen or you can turn it on. You also have the ability to get into your screen if you want to through the keypad. We'll open it up. You can double tap your home key. It'll bring it in here. You also have the ability to adjust your brightnesses. Pop up your keyboard once you're inside of something. Let's say you want to go to your notes and you want to type with the on-screen keyboard. Control that. You've got a cut, copy, and paste feature also on top here. Great if you use it. You got your pause and plays, volumes, and mutes that are specific to the iPad. You also have arrow keys, which do actually work. So for instance, if you're right here, you can move around using your arrow keys. Convenient for a lot of uses when you're in various places in the apps. You also have a search bar. The space bar key here obviously does space, but when you go to the home, you hit the function key and you hit that, it'll take you directly to your search function. You also have a home, page up and page down, which you can use inside of various other apps. Overall, this is a great keyboard case. I love this. I take this all over the place now actually, and I don't actually very often even disconnect my iPad from the keyboard case. It's just so convenient to be able to keep this. It fits in my lap very well, very small, lightweight, allows me again, I can use it in a presentation mode if I'm working with clients or with somebody else, and it's very, very durable. Now, there's one key thing. This case does not have lip protection on the front of your iPad. So long as you keep it all connected, you should be fine. However, I do have to note that I break a lot of stuff. As a matter of fact, within the first day of receiving this, I broke my tempered glass because I didn't fully understand how this worked. I thought that it ought to be able to just open up like an iPad case, and while I was opening it, it gets to a part way and then it flipped over and I lost control of it because I wasn't expecting it, and I broke my tempered glass. Now, I've already replaced my tempered glass. Great reason to have tempered glass. But just a heads up, there is no lip protection here, so if you're a jerk like me, make sure you get some type of screen protection, just in case you accidentally drop it, have a child who accidentally drops it, or something else. But overall, love this case. This is my new favorite iPad case right now, the NuTrend Airbender 3.0. Love this for my Air 2. Now, for my iPad 4, which I've had for a long time, it's become my children's tablet. It is a little bit bigger. It obviously has a very different designs because you have a much heavier iPad here. You can't just leave it. You'll see this swings all the way back. This one does swing all the way back, but it's much harder. It actually has a spring-loaded hinge, whereas this one does not have a spring-loaded hinge. It is a pure hinge, so it does not do any type of holding on its own. This also doesn't have the button latch, so you can just pull it in and out. And since this is a larger iPad, you'll notice they have 2 grooves for where you can choose to put your iPad depending on your angle. The reason for this iPad is larger. It gave them more space on the bottom plate than they have on this because it's much wider. So the keypad is the exact same, but they have more space on the bottom portion of this tablet. Now also, this doesn't lock, so that it slides in and out more easily, more readily if you'd like it. Also, it does not disconnect. This one you can remove completely. This one does not remove completely from the device. You can see it's very solid. It sits very secure there. If you shake it, it's going to come off. But for the most part, it sits very soundly in where it's supposed to be. And you can choose 2 different viewing angles all the way up to completely vertical. You also have your home button, your light buttons, all the other same buttons. You can lock it once it's on and connected. It'll connect, pair. You can lock it up. Use your home buttons when it connects. There we go. Lock it. Of course, it's not going to cooperate with me now. But all the buttons work fairly much the same. The key difference is the way the hinge works between these 2 devices. As you can see, this just slides in and out. It has a different hinge. It also does not disconnect up here at the top. You can see that this one has a disconnection, and this one is just a solid piece of metal. It also has a 360 degrees, so you can turn this device right here like this. Again, as you can see, because it doesn't have that weighted hinge the same way, this is a much heavier iPad than the Air. They had to make it different, but it can very easily hold where it's supposed to be able to hold. Works great if you're going to be doing any type of actual long typing. For instance, if you're going to be doing Amazon reviews and typing, long paragraphs, 200, 500 word documents, you don't want to have to be typing on the screen. It's a very comfortable keyboard. It's not quite full size, but it has great key travel and great movement. Overall, it's a very comfortable keyboard and allows you to use your iPad in a much more quick way, still allowing you access to all the features that are key to being able to use your iPad. So, this is my absolute favorite iPad keypad case on the market right now for the iPad Air 2, NuTrend 1.0 for the iPad 4. Great devices for both of these. So hey, if you found these reviews helpful, please mark them that way on Amazon. My name is Eric Elam, and we'll be reviewing some more products soon. Thanks.